Hi, I'm Yanique. I'm an entrepreneur as well as a bodybuilder. I have competed at the national level as well as internationally, and I'm so happy to be here today.
Awesome. All right. So I'm Dwight Brown, owner of HD Media Productions.
The man behind the camera.
The man in front of the camera today. But yeah, videographer and audiovisual producer.
And I'm his wife. I'm joking. I'm Akea Brown. I am his wife and business partner.
I am Jamal McFarlane, filmmaker, musician, mental health advocate. Yeah. Also, boop up. You don't know.
So I'm Tony Anna. I am, should I say my last name too, or just Tony Hibbert? So it's Tony Hibbert, right? I'm a marketer, and I am an entrepreneur. Okay, I'm right here. Yeah?
We're both places, actually.
Yeah. Well, I'm Bruce Dash, welcome to the Azaman podcast, and these are all my friends. Today we are gonna have Ask a Man. So what's gonna happen is Yanique is gonna put us through a workout. You know what? I'm not gonna say take time. I'm ready for anything. Yeah. And as you know, there's been the polls and just asking different people on social media, what would you actually like to ask a man? So we've narrowed it down to a couple questions. Might answer a few more on social media, but for right now, we have a few that they're gonna ask us.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go, Yanique.
Let's go, guys.
What are we gonna do?
All right, so we're starting with mountain climbers. We're going to do that for about 30 seconds.
Oh, them.
Oh, you already have a mic.
Yeah. So,
All right.
ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, demonstrate how.
Yeah, so your butt should be lateral to the ground.
Oh, shoot.
Face
So
up.
they are actually on the ground now, guys. Butt is lateral to the ground, yeah?
All right, and this is it. Are we going for 30 seconds?
Let's go.
Hold on.
How long are we doing this?
So we're going for 30 seconds? All
I
right.
got this.
Yeah.
All right, 30 seconds. We start with the first question.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that with one hand. Ask the question first.
I'm asking the question.
All right, go ask us a question.
Okay,
Go, let's go.
Work
let's
hard,
go,
play hard.
guys.
They even make movies, songs out of it. How do you guys balance both? Working hard, playing hard.
Just working hard. I'd say, well, you know that as a man we have responsibilities, and things can get overwhelming. But I think it's just a matter of you structuring that rest or healthy rhythm. This is very hard to do. And
Is that 30 seconds up?
I don't know.
Not yet, almost,
But
almost.
just understanding that, just maintaining that healthy rhythm. I think on episode 1 we're talking about maintaining that. All right, sorry, I stopped. Why are you looking at me?
All right, guys, the 30 seconds is up. It's okay.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of 30 seconds it is.
But just working hard, playing hard, and understanding that we are people that we also need rest. So it's not just that go attitude. I was asked a question by my wife just yesterday, and she was saying what's one thing you wish people understood a little bit more about you? What do you think people ask you more? I was like, I feel like everybody expect me to be Superman, because I'm
It's
responsible.
on your chest.
Well, is that?
Where is it? Where is it today?
There's no S. It's just a legacy. It's a legacy. But yeah, and that I feel like everything that I do, I have a responsibility. So my wife, my kids, this podcast, my clients and the people that I train, and just recently, my parents in some kind of way. So yeah, it can get very overwhelming. Sometimes you want to actually sit down in the car and just take a little breather or stuff and kind of just get ready for the next thing, because you never know when you're going to be in need again. Yeah.
May I add to that? So as you talk about work hard, play hard, the way I look at it is play should be sort of earned in proportion to how hard you worked. So if you're so for me and my wife, we'll set months in advance, we'll set a particular retreat or excursion, right? And that excursion is in proportion to the achievements that we have. So we're not going to fly go Dubai because we pay off our bill on time. All our bills on time.
We're just getting ready for
So
the
why
second
I mean
one.
she put it in front of.
No.
Yeah, so we work hard so that we can play hard, and I don't think you should be playing harder than your work.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I'll tag on because he mentioned it. I also learned from Dwight that restoration is not necessarily something you have to earn. It might sound contradicting to what he said, but I remember I heard this analogy once that when your phone is dying, you don't look at it and say you deserve to be charged. You charge it. You plug it in. So I've also had to learn from him. Clearly, again, we know that Dubai because you pay your JPS bill. But sometimes
So
when
like
you
have a trip
need...
you need to plan
Hey,
there.
clearly,
Like,
Dubai,
what the
I
heck
see him
come
in
there?
Dubai, like,
I'm
right?
being bothered to go to Italy and France and stuff by April.
Oh my
10th,
gosh.
February.
I know. Maybe, just maybe. But yeah, but recreation, when you feel the need for that, it is necessary. But we also, so we do a balance of both, where it's, okay, in proportion to what I did, then we do plan stuff like that. But outside of that, we also sometimes just need a Sunday rest, Saturday, whatever it is.
I mean, the thing about it is, sometimes we forget that aspect that you shouldn't be playing harder than you work, you know, because the thing is, my play hard is not necessarily play, because to me, play sounds like more energy, you know. So I'm one of those people that say that taking a vacation and being given a vacation is two different things. So I'm not thinking to go overseas and go to all of these sites and thing. When I say I want to take a rest or go to Dubai, and I'm thinking all inclusive, sit down, don't have to wake up if I don't want, and there's food 24 hours if I want to go in the pool, I can go there, I can just chill and whatever. This guy's going hard. Okay. It's all right. But yo, oi, rule number 4. You don't know what shall come with, so might as well in a title.
Yeah, just verse yourself.
Yeah, but sure enough, you know.
All right, so let's just get up then and start some dumbbell squats. So we're holding it like this, guys.
Goblet squats.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, goblet squats.
Yeah.
My favorite. Goblet squats. Goblet squats.
All right, so we're going down. Sit in a chair and we're up. Right. Yeah, so we don't come all the way up. Feel good, don't it? No, I don't feel hurt. Feel good. Yeah.
Okay, I really could have do with a 20 or 30 or something.
Very good. I go heavy. All right. Good. So, in light of what you guys just said, who do men turn to when they're struggling?
Bridging them. Bridging them for sure. That's the first. Where's the mic? Let me goblet squat the mic.
No, him
Got the mic. Yeah, so definitely it's gonna be bridgings. Like it's always a bridging first. With our partner, we cannot, as Bruce said earlier, we feel the need to be Superman. So we don't want to be too vulnerable sometimes. So sometimes my first point of contact is bridging.
I was just going.
We're just going.
We can't stop.
But we're gonna stop.
Yeah.
But for sure bridging, and then I would say parents. So people that you feel you can be vulnerable with without too much judgment. It could be a partner as well, if depending on your headspace, where you are in a relationship, how you feel. For me, in my past relationship, I didn't feel that at the time, so I just be like,
Which part past relation?
we don't need to get into all that. Yeah. But no, my last one. So there are times when you can feel vulnerable, but it's like the stages. So you know the puppy dog phase, oh my God, I want to tell her everything. Yeah. Then the problems start and just like, no, I'm going to talk about this, she not see me. Weak for use up in an argument, you know? So, well, I mean, I was also the problem, if I'm being honest. So, but the first person I go, let's not focus on that.
No, but this is what we want to know.
Okay.
This is what we want to know.
So I think we were young. We were both figuring ourselves out, how to be a good partner. And we both made mistakes.
Yeah.
You know. Now, one would say she made the first mistake, but then I also made the mistake in my response. I'm not going into detail, you know. But it definitely was a self-control issue, which is another question we'll get to. When we get down there, we'll tackle that part.
Have we learned from the
I've learned quite a bit. I've learned quite a lot.
Probably, I don't want to get into it.
Nah, man, go ahead.
But like, what are some of the mistakes that you said that, okay,
Right.
I could have done this better, or, you know, what are those?
Yeah, all right. So, again, we didn't fully know each other. We kind of rushed into the relationship. So, there's a lot of things we didn't know about each other, and I would just kept. So, like, you know, if you're struggling with, like, a sex addiction, and you not tell your partners, but you're low-key struggle with it, you're going to end up give on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you are somebody that is struggling with your mental illness or your mental health at a certain point. You don't want
something that.
Of course, that was what I was. That's what I was struggling with.
Why
Yeah.
you decided to become?
No. I thought I was good.
Okay.
But that's the thing, I didn't understand myself. I wasn't good. You know what I mean? So when she come with her problem, and me come with my problem, we don't know ourselves enough, and we're not talking to each other, that's going to create, all right, me have this solution over here, you have that solution over there, and it just not connecting. So I go to my brethren and say, what do you think about this? Nah, go to her, So sometimes a good thing and a bad thing. I go to the brethren, but I now go back to my partner. But let's go to my brethren, I say, no man, you have to just ignore her, punish her. Yeah, that me I go do. And she go to her girlfriend, no, just bun the boy. Yeah, that me I go do. And we now meet in the middle. So sometimes the support system is good, but you also have to talk to your partner. What's my lesson from that?
I don't know. There are some men that that they always say, women say, man up. And then, how you feel about that?
I'm 50-50 on it. I'm 50-50 because I feel like man for be man, right? But also, it can be a little toxic because does man not mean that men can't be vulnerable? Does it mean that we can't have emotions? I think man up just means own the responsibility, own the feelings that you're feeling and deal with them. It don't mean you can't have the feelings or express them. This is my 2 cents.
I just wanted to know anybody else's thoughts on the men. The men.
Everybody chiming on this.
So I just want to comment first
All right, so
on
after
the previous
Dwight,
question.
then we go back on the mat.
Who do you go to when you struggle? I agree with Jamar on this because I don't think men should. This might be a hot take, but men shouldn't cry in front of their woman, right?
Wow, why?
Yeah. So no. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And women will say they want to see you vulnerable and they want to see you the emotional side and all that kind of stuff. But the truth is, you lose a couple notches of sexiness when you cry in front of a woman. It's, I mean, not saying that you can never do it, but it have to be extreme circumstances, right? But even then, you can't bawl like a woman bawl. You get me? You have to still have a little bit of little testosterone in your tears.
I've seen my husband cried once. Cried mean literally one water run down. Bam, that was it. And that was a death. Okay? That was it. Just one tear and then I never said that was it.
Yeah,
We've been together for like 11 years. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you cry in front of your brethren. I much rather cry in front of my brethren, my dad, even my mom.
You're going to the bathroom and you let go a little, you turn on the pipe.
Yeah, I just little sweat. Yeah, I just little
Yeah,
sweat.
we sweat from our eyes.
Yeah.
We sweat from our eyes.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
If me there, I must say, yes, not.
Okay, I just want to know if you actually do, because I mean, I know a man is always going to tough it out and, have them things together and say, I have my woman back and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you're human.
Right, exactly.
At the end of the day, you're going to say, all right, this is enough. There's a lot of stress that is coming on me. Work stress, wife, this, career, entrepreneurship. Even if you do have a mental health, you're breaking down to them and then, So, I just wanted to kind of gather the thoughts that, you actually do have some feelings.
Yeah.
Not like, I know that we're more emotionally involved and whatnot, but men are, men are more like logical.
In essence, I think men are more internal with our emotions.
Yeah.
And women are more external with it. So it's not like we don't feel the same emotions. And some people tell that men feel certain emotions more intensely.
Right.
We're just not external
And
with
then
it.
if we're not external with it, there's a study that shows that can also result in us being a lot more aggressive as well, because it is not, those emotions are suppressed and it's not released. And if we don't take the
Say
time.
man up, they mean suppress the emotion.
Right. Yeah, that's what they mean.
And it's like, sorry to cut you, but it's just like, I've been noticing like babies or little boys, the parents are like always saying, don't cry in front of them, don't do this, man up. And I'm like, why are they doing this to a boy from so young, Let them show themselves, let them be themselves, and then eventually it will happen.
Right.
I'm getting cold. So what do we have next?
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing some shoulder tap squats. No, sorry. Push-ups, yeah. We're doing like this. So it's tap, top. Down.
No.
Yeah, you can use any. You can.
Show us the easy way.
Alright, you can use any. Ready, guys? Alright, so our next question now. What's one misconception about men that you guys would like to straighten out?
Well, I feel like you're gonna have to be moving up and down with this thing. So I feel like we kind of just touch it. The misconceptions about our feelings and emotions and thing, and oh yeah, we're not supposed to express this. It's just that I find that there is a way that we have to kind of just match it out how to express it, who to express it to, because we talk. I think I did more than 10. Yeah, but I think the thing is, there's a way to express ourselves, so to speak, that we have to kind of try and figure out. Even in the partner situation, we think that they might just be with everything and whatever, but like Dwight was saying, there's a degree of sexiness or whatever it is that decreases. So I would just say, because we always say, like, men are people too, and we have the same emotions. But my problem is, I don't want to be challenged. I don't want my masculinity to be challenged because I show certain emotions, right? Because if we're going to, I said it already, and I'm going to repeat it. If we're going to say David, Jesus, Samson, all them man they ball in the Bible, and nobody not challenge the masculinity, and me can't mash up this, me out the Messiah, and me never kill no X amount of man. Or why you gonna say about me? Why me can't cry? Right. Yeah. Why am I judged? Why is my masculinity being ridiculed? No, you're not man if you don't do. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know? So that's a misconception, that we have feelings, we have emotions, but we have to know how to express these things.
Right. As a married man, Bruce, and you can probably relate to this. Jamar, by next year, you can relate to this.
Next year.
But the way I look at it is, I am the foundation of my home. I am the rock in my home. And so nobody wants to see cracks in their foundation, right? Nobody wants to see cracks in the rock that we are built on. So it's not necessarily that I am invulnerable. It's not necessarily that I am Superman. It's just that I have to have men in my life that I can then go to these men and say, hey, I have cracks. Right. And so these men can say, these men hopefully are wiser than you are, right, who can say, well, these are how you fix the cracks. These are how you seal the cracks. So that when these cracks show up, when my wife sees these cracks, she's not seeing them for the first time. I'm not seeing them. Well, she's not seeing them before me. Mm-hmm. And she's not seeing me get caught off guard, not having a solution for these cracks, or at least some idea that the cracks are there, and I am working on a way to figure out how to fix them, And
then there's the communication factor that can be in it, and it's not so much that we definitely need. Okay. The thing about it is, vulnerability and transparency are two different things. Is it me? So I find So I find that human beings, men, women, boy, child, whatever, none of us in here want to feel vulnerable, right? But we have the ability to be transparent. If you look at the meaning of vulnerability, it means that you feel subject to attack, right? So where we don't necessarily have a problem communicating these things or emotions, but how we do it can leave us feeling subject to attack. So I thought that, a woman, being the more emotional being, would be a little bit more understanding, but there is this silent judgment, this silent misconception of certain things, that no, I have to so-called man up and then find a different avenue before I explode as well.
I have a follow-up question. See, now we're talking about vulnerability. How can we help then in that moment where you guys are vulnerable or maybe not in your best place? Mm-hmm. How can we help And maybe what are there questions? What can we ask? What can we do to help in that moment?
What she just did. How can I help? Oh my God. Baby, you know, say, yeah, man. How can I help? Baby, you know, say, could I put on a little tea and can talk about or something? Everybody is different. I don't think it's a one size fits all. If you ask, that could be a good start.
Yeah. Because then there's the man up factor that even comes from you guys. So we're dealing with everything, and then you're gonna ask me to make my tea myself.
That doesn't help at all, right?
Can you take one thing off my plate?
Yeah,
You see me? You see me? Maybe if I message you or call you on the way home and give you a brief run through, maybe there's a little bit of empathy, sympathy, grace, whatever, mercy, for say, yeah, they have this to talk to him about right now because this really needs to be done. I'm not saying that I'm supposed to woman up, so to speak, but let me hold off and kind of tend to him or sacrifice and just kind of say, you have anything more that you want to express? Is it something that you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about it? Are you going to talk to somebody about it? Do you want me to? Okay, when you do talk to me about it, is it that you want advice? Do you want, like, I can interject, but, my tendency is to kind of just help you because I love you, but do you need that right now, or you just need for me to just listen?
Yeah.
And here's, I'll probably try to keep it short, but there's a story of this particular species of wolf. And the alpha wolf, if he gets caught in a fight with another male wolf, the female alpha wolf, his partner, will sort of almost be under him. So he's standing, fighting, and she's almost under him, guarding his throat. Right? Because the throat is the most vulnerable part of him. So she, knowing that that's the kink in his armor, she guards that vulnerable area. And I think that's one of the things we want from our woman is, a lot of the times where the kinks in my armor are. So when I am struggling, when I'm fighting the world, I don't want to come home, come fight. I want whatever kinks in my armor, knowing that she has my back, or she has my side, or she has my throat. That just gives me more motivation and more inspiration to keep fighting.
So sorry, you just said I have a follow-up again. So what's the difference between guarding and defending? So she's guarding him. It's not necessarily that he needs her to fight for him, but she's guarding. So how do you, in our actual human state, how do you guard your man but not defend him?
The thing is, God dedicated you guys to help us. The thing about it is, I find that each man has an individual way that we want to be helped. Sometimes you're helping us in areas that we are actually strong in.
Okay.
And there's a discerning that you guys kind of need to know, and there's nothing wrong with asking. Because if we want you to be there for us, we can actually tell you. So sometimes it's not a matter of, because we can be honest, there's a certain level of strength that we actually get when we accomplish something ourselves because we feel like we need to.
So that's pretty much saying that you would, because I know sometimes in previous relationships I would be like, can I help you? What can I do? But sometimes it's like, okay to just ease back, let him do his thing, and then if he wants your assistance, then.
What's the next workout?
So you guys know how to lunge. So it's one leg in front, one leg right here, and we're going all the way down. We don't touch the ground, but we go down very. You can put your hands on your hips if you want.
You guys are putting your
So we're
hands on
doing
our
10
hips.
each leg.
10 each leg. No, it's mine.
It's mine too.
Right.
Yo, hold on there. What is it about when you turn 30? Everything just start hurt.
It's an expiration date.
Everything is have an expiration date. I want to go on. You just turned 30, and
it starts up.
Yeah, right, cool. Checking on you in 9 months.
Good, Akea?
I don't know you, my popping from my night.
All right, but back to the discernment thing briefly. I think what Bruce was saying is good, in that discernment. Sometimes the man might not realize himself he need the help, He want to do it himself, and he might get the kick of figuring it out. But suppose he might go too far with it to where he might be a detriment to himself. You have to use your discernment and know, okay, just like with the wolf, this is baby's weakness where if I don't step in, his throat is gone. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my 2 cents.
And just so you know, ladies, this one's for you. So you know, I don't know which man we don't love just a little head rub. Just a little head rub when him stressed out. I don't know which man not going just automatically just relax a little bit.
This is not. I think this is a little bit targeted. Who's next?
Okay, on another note, you know, we always say that men are bad communicators. Are they really? What do you think? Is it women or is it our fault, or you're just not getting us, or we're just not getting you?
Let me put it this way. I could be wrong. But
Wrong here, man.
all right. So it's kind of like this. If you're talking to somebody who's from Spain, and you guys are trying to, and you're getting, you don't speak Spanish, they don't speak English, would you say they're a bad communicator?
I would say that I'm just not able to understand them.
Right,
It's not that they're different languages. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's not bad. It's bad communication. I was just saying that we speak different languages. I can, but if I was able to now back up my phone and say, "What are you saying?" Put this in the phone, and then I'm able to then let them say something.
We have to read your minds.
You have to.
You always make it seem like we have to. And if my wife is in the back saying, "Yeah, you do."
Let me tell me if you ever heard this before. If you love me, you'd know what is wrong.
But I mean, hey, you've been with a partner for like what, 5 years? You're supposed to know like what she wants to eat, what time she got to bed. You know, if you want to, you know,
But
treat
if
her something.
but
That time of the month, and you're like, yeah, man, all right, can I get a little chocolate, a little something, a little iron, something?
here's where I give my grace. Here's where I give grace to that is the fact that you guys, everybody is a growing individual, and for a woman, I found what you want to be catered to in this week may not be the next week. You want the same. So we try to analyze your patterns, but I've been told we can't figure one out. Right? Because if we love you, so to speak, we would know to do these things. But when we do, but I don't want that, or I don't need that anymore. I'm like, why didn't you communicate that so we could actually, because we don't have a problem serving or communicating with you or doing exactly what you need us to do and in the act of service, but you need to let us know what it is, not just because if we love you, we're supposed to know. We love you and we want help, but the thing is, the expression of love, I believe, is very subjective. Because not all women are the same regarding this, you know. Some women will tugs out them period and don't say nothing. And you not hear nothing. And then 2 weeks later, 1 week later, was in so much pain on that week and you didn't even do. I'm like, but me never know, you just a tugs it out, babes. Me never someday, but wouldn't you just know that? No, because, and the thing is, in communication, what Jamar said, we're simpler.
Yeah, I admit that I hide, but yeah, no, we're simpler. We're not necessarily less emotional. We just communicate more simply, straightforward.
Right, and it's not a matter of interpretation when we communicate, because we say what we mean, and then I believe y'all sometimes leave it up to an interpretation. No, you can't just mean what you said there, because you think that we're communicating like you.
So let me. So it goes back to that original question I asked. If you're talking English and Spanish talking, it's not that either person is a bad communicator. It's just they communicate differently. They speak different languages. So for men, we talk in straight lines. Okay. So if you ask me, babe, does this dress make me look fat? And I'm like, no, you look good. We mean that.
My wife is tell me 10 reasons why.
Right.
Tell me 10 reasons why this dress looks good.
No, it's like I want to ask, the 5 love languages. Yeah, we're going down that route.
Let's do it.
So, I mean, everybody has their love language, and everybody wants to be served differently. Do you feel that once you've probably read the book, or you've actually, do you feel that you're serving them how they want to be served? Like, for example, your wife, what her love language is?
If she tells us.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, the love languages things, I have some problems with it. First of all, women tend to think you should figure out my love languages. You should figure it out and cater to it.
Oh, you want her to tell you?
Everything.
Just say.
If you tell a man what to do, he will do it.
We're lines of source.
You can't, in that way there, no, Yan. You can train we. We will be there to serve. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but women want men to be investigators. They want them to be.
Because they're investigators.
They want them to be the detective.
Because they're
They want
detectives.
them to be the police officers.
Because
want
they're
them to
police.
be the judge, the adjudicator, the prison
Y'all
guard.
judgmental.
But all you have to do is tell us what to do, and we will do it.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
So
Because
I
that's
think
how we
there's
communicate with each other. Let me try to address all the women out there who are saying, well, if you love me enough, you will go out and find out, or you'll put in the work to find out, and or take initiative, or all that kind of stuff. And the truth is, ladies, men aren't that smart. We're just no.
we're not super smart.
Yeah. So, and by that I'm sort of being funny, but by that what I mean is, it's a simpler pathway to get from point A to point B if you tell us that we're trying to get to point B. If you then want me to guess which one of the 26 letters in the alphabet I'm trying to get to, it's going to take me forever. Versus telling me we're going to point B.
Justice, yes. And we will be humble enough to say, I don't know. Can you help me understand? Question in the audience.
I just want to know, why are men selective? If you're trying to figure out your business and your finances, you use initiative, you ask your friends, you figure it out.
We're asking you.
Why is it when with a woman, you're like suddenly clueless and you need
No, we are clueless.
Let me answer that for you. Because my finances and my children and my job cannot tell me what to do. If money could tell me how to be rich, I'd have been done it long time. So we have to figure it out because we have to figure it out because nobody tells us how to do it. If our children could tell us what they want, or like I'm talking like a baby who can't talk.
With life already hard too.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the point. I am mapping this ship. I use this analogy with my wife. Is if I am captaining this ship, and I have 500 different things I need to be worried about. I need to worry about. So I kind of gave this analogy that I am the captain, and if you know what ship life, there's a captain and there's a first mate. The first mate's job is to take. Well, this is my limited understanding of it. The first mate's job is to take every single thing off the plate, so that the captain doesn't have to worry about these things. So the first mate would be responsible for how much crew we have on deck. Are they all fed? Do we have enough food stored? Do we have, water? All these kind of things. Is there any leaks in the hull? All that kind of stuff. So the captain can be head straight, focused on getting us to our destination. So the captain is thinking about wind, storms, hurricane, icebergs. If you've watched Titanic. Getting there on time, making sure no whale, no, I don't know, but right. So if captain is focused on these things, and then the first mate comes to him and say, Captain, what we gonna eat for dinner? What should the crew eat for dinner? In my mind, as captain, I'm like, what the heck you ask me? May I think about the storm? Me not have time for you to think about what we eat for dinner.
That's because I love you means I'm going to know what I eat for dinner.
All right, so what do you think are unhealthy habits that you guys carry on that don't serve you?
Sure. I'm glad you asked so that I can take a break from my crunching. I think it is this hustle culture that we have modern day is one of them for me, because it encompasses a lot, right? Our whole lives right now revolve around our work and making money and making a living, feeding the economy. And we can get into this toxic mode where it's all about that no days off, hustle grind mentality, and you neglect rest. And as an advocate, in my mental health journey, one of the things that was a recurring problem is rest. Like I'm triggered or I have episodes if I don't get enough rest. Like my therapist would literally one day take out his pad and he would prescribe rest for like 8 hours, do nothing. He never said sleep, because rest you can sleep, you can do something enjoyable, but just rest. So I wasn't resting. So anytime I go in the red, we just go off and just lose it. So he literally wrote down rest.
What was the rest?
For me, it was playing some games, like talking to my brethren, just doing something that you don't consider a part of your hustle grind. If fitness is a part of the grind, it might not be good for you. But if you find fitness to be more relaxing, then you do fitness. Everybody's different with it, right? So for me, the toxic thing was, yo, you can't rest no days off. We hustle, we make money. Yeah. And then me that just boof. My body would just take the rest for me. Would just black out and wake up in a hospital or something. And then I say, oh yeah, man, you had a little episode, you know. Yeah, man.
I've been a witness to Jamar not resting and waking up in the hospital because he just got into some fight.
Right.
You know, and he just didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, man. So rest.
Well, maybe more so based on your stance, you talk about mental health advocate.
Right.
I know we're coming from the man is supposed to cry, all of that. Mm-hmm. But then also, in my opinion, so this is my opinion, you also see a lot of weak men. I don't think I have the time to unpack what I mean by that. All right. I can help you with that. Yeah, I think, no, he certainly can help me with that. And I'll actually let him expound on it. But, so we are, I believe, and it's not just a man thing, but we're in this particular aspect of life now where you have something, let me medicate it. You know, something just, there's not a lot of responsibility for one's action. It's just, something just wrong with you, just take a pill, and no responsibility behind that. So I'm actually going to pass over to Doyle to explain what I mean by weak men, seeing that we are moving from the you shouldn't cry to something seriously wrong with you. It's not your fault, just take a pill. How do you balance that?
Yeah, so it's like we kind of, I think with human beings, we seem to flip-flop between extremes. Yeah. So we move from the man up, men don't cry, men don't show emotion, men hard, all the way to, live your truth. And, you know, it's okay to be this overly, you have this mental, you're depressed, or our current culture is so quick to diagnose a mental illness or mental trauma. And the truth is, all of we grow up with trauma. Big deal. Grow it out. You get me? It's like, and that again, that meant.
It's hard when you say big deal, grow it out. It's
No.
hard for some people. So
Yeah.
what you experience in your life is probably not as traumatic as another person.
Yeah. And
So, you know, women that go through rape and another person that go through a murder, or those things are serious things. Okay, you can't just say, yeah, man, tough it out, grow it out. It's hard.
When I say big deal, I mean, you identify that you have a trauma. Don't sit and think that time will heal it. Just work on it. Like, find, if it's therapy you need, you go therapy. If it's just, first of all, don't just assume that, because I went through trauma, then I have this mental illness. I'm a victim. The victim mindset is the issue.
So I think that's the victim mindset that I would classify as weak, to have that victim mindset.
That's it.
Yeah, all right. So in my case, because my case it's funny, it's physiological. So for me, with bipolar type 1, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain, so it's physical. But what a lot of people tend to do, as you rightfully said, they say, I have this thing, I'm a victim. You don't go on any treatment.
They use that as an excuse to justify the actions instead of taking accountability.
Just deal with me.
Yeah, the only reason I can be normal before you today is because I say, I still want to make movie, I still want to make money, so what am I have to do for get there and I have to worry about this? Right. And I say, right. And then it come back to medication. So me and my mother anti-medication, right? But we realize that there's a period of time where I got dep on it.
Maybe there's no option.
Right, no, but what the doctors want you to do, they want you to be on it for life. So for me, they say, no, man, you have to dep on this for the rest of your life. Me and my mother look on each other and say,
No.
yeah, man, all right, cool. And we just work away until eventually, eventually, no, I don't take any meds for somebody with my severity. It shouldn't be possible. But just we know, say, holistically, it's not healthy to just be on meds for your entire life every day. Yeah.
Can I? Yeah. No, I don't need a mic. But what are your conversations with God like, though, when you're going through all of this?
Well, let me lean on mommy, because I'm not the strongest in my faith right now. So let me lean on mommy. Mommy she would be more casual with it. She just talk to God. She not have to get to her altar or go up on her knees. Any little thing, she just talk to God immediately, right? Anything she gotta do, Say, all right, Father God, the doctor said this. I don't know what's in this medication. And then she sit and meditate. And then she just ask a question. And the doctor said, backside, say the wrong thing me I give him. How you know? She just talk to God. She just there meditate and watch with herself. Even though these doctors are trained and we trust them. Them are human. So she used her discernment. She used the spirit of the word. And she got through, and that's how I was able to come out. So it's not even, I can't even tell you a product what I use. It was a lifestyle change, right? So I was very conscious of my exercise, my sleep, what I'm ingesting. Up to now, the doctors don't know how I'm existing off medication. They probably still, some of them don't know. But I'm here today. They do know on the,
I'm here.
yeah, on the podcast. But yeah, there are ways to do it, and you should try to come off. Because I'll give you one interesting note. We found out now years later that the medication I was on for life, the company's being sued. It's actually detrimental, and you shouldn't be prescribing it to us for bipolar. And me and my parents said we don't come out. So when we see it, we just say, see it there? We didn't know. Yeah. So. People with the mental illness, if you know it's a fair time, you should be on medication. Just make sure you do that for a time and you work with your doctor and your people. I know just jump off the medication and mad out. Yeah, man, but just obviously that before people say, oh, well, Jabbar, so we can't laugh at the medication. And all hell break loose. But that's what I say. Work for me and I must work for you. Just figure out what you think. Yeah, man.
True. All right, guys, I want to ask you a really intense question. Like, what keeps you guys in this relationship? I know you have wives, girlfriends, whatnot. What keeps you steady and in this relationship rather than wanting to flirt with another girl? Or if you go outside and, your wife is not there, your girlfriend's not there, you see one girl, your man will go bubble upon her and dance and whatnot, and, me no know, like, what keeps you steady and, in the relationship and don't want to move away? Ha.
Yeah, so it's a good question. It's like, but I think sometimes people don't want to hear that men who are married have temptation. It's almost like they want to say, oh, you never look on another girl yet. Like, you've never seen another like, all of a sudden you get married and nobody in the world is attractive to you anymore except your wife. That's not true. That does not happen, right? And so, I mean, no, but I just said it. That's exactly what they want to hear. That's exactly what they want to hear. And so, like, oh, you have eyes for nobody else but me. I'm not blind. That's the first thing. I'm married. I'm not blind.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm.
no. Even those things that.
So what you do then as a man?
It's like so first of all, men are naturally attracted to women.
Yeah.
That does not go away when you sign a paper. It does not go away. The attraction to females does not go away. What happens is you transcend it. You evolve into a person who can see the beauty, appreciate the beauty, and know that beauty is not mine. I have my beauty. I have my wife. And so even though there are other attractive women around here, temptation doesn't go away, but we also don't put ourselves in scenarios that heighten temptation or give, we don't open the door for things to happen. So I'm not going to go to a single girl's house by myself to talk, right? And even if and people might say, oh, well, you don't trust yourself. Fine. If you think you are that good, go for it. I'm not saying that anything would happen, but anything could happen. And so I don't put myself in a situation to find out how strong my resolve is.
So no, we're not bubbling on anything.
And yes, scenarios do come up. It can come up. And so that's when, you can mitigate your risk is all I'm saying. Try to limit the exposure. And then the second part to the question was, how do you how do you handle boundaries? Me and my wife, we don't like she said, we don't have best friends of the opposite sex. In fact, any female friend that I have needs to know her. Yeah. Right? Any male friend that she has needs to know. And yes, I had female friends before I met her. But the Bible says leave and cleave. It also means leave and cleave all the previous friendships that might be a problem to your marriage. So the thing is, what is most important to you? Keeping your marriage or keeping your committed relationship solid, or maintaining my past friendships?
Yeah, that was a big theme of my last thing. Again, we're both wise. I'm not beating up on anybody. But that was a major thing with me. Baby, not trust me. Like, when I get past this, like, why you so insecure? I say, what you mean? Where I go 2 a.m., our man yard by himself, he catch up. And they say, him used to like you. What kind of catch you? I catch up, I must hot dog. You know what I mean? Me get dark. So I had to explain to her. She'd never been in such a serious relationship before. She'd never had a man that pre them thing there. So I feel like me now, that was a lot of our attention. Me having to teach her. If you have to teach somebody that, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Like, they should know respect, and
Boundaries.
even if you can do something, maybe you shouldn't. As you say, I love how you put it. You might not do it, you know, but you really want to risk it. Is it worth it? Nah, man. I could just go watch some TV, man. I'm telling you, man. And then the next thing is, as you said earlier, love is not a Hollywood. It's not the romantic version that we see in movies.
And I think I think that's why a lot of people or a lot of women think that, you know, love is this movie or this
Yeah, man.
this theater thing, and it's really not. And sometimes it's like a man, as you rightfully said a while ago, you have to teach us. Sometimes you have to just come out of the class, you know, and say, yo, this is not what is anticipated.
I saw
This
me
is
and
not what I
my friend
expect.
them roll, and I say, well, I saw me roll. So we are going to please. Love is a decision. Every day, every minute you decide how we deal with the temptation. Decide, say, every minute, you know, say a she. And if it don't work out, then maybe I left her and go to that thing. But it don't make sense to do the cheating thing. You know what I mean? Just make your decisions. Yeah.
But every day is like everything you're doing is a choice. You're choosing. You're trading off. It's not even that it's bad. You're just trading off something that might be good for something greater. Yeah. And so, for me and my wife, anything at all that challenges, anything at all that makes her insecure, we can preach from now till morning about why she needs to get over her insecurity. Fine. We'll have that conversation another day. But for now, anything that makes her insecure gets cut off. That's simple.
Cry, tear.
I don't.
Why some of the men can't be like that, man?
Rukumpen.
Even if it looks stupid to you or
Yeah.
as long as it makes her uncomfortable.
Yeah, lots of it.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, we're sleeping in the same bed. You know, pick your battle, or join battle with somebody that you're not in the same space with. I mean, I don't think this was a question that you guys had, but it's pressing for me because I guess he said he's a mental health advocate. I'm a men advocate, okay? I don't want to stir up too much, but I do think men are underappreciated, they're not respected, and it's a very hard world for them to live in right now. But no, and the question I had was around, I know you guys mentioned brethren a lot, but the way the world is now, there's a lot of shade thrown at when men need to get together with other men. Women do it a lot. Almost every conference you attend is a woman conference. But when a men want to get together and maybe go to a bar, they make it seem like a bad thing. So men don't have a lot of men time together with other men. And my question is how important it is for men to have those relationships and mentor other people that are ahead of you. And is it difficult in this world? From my stance, I think it is. But in your opinion, is it difficult in this world to form relationships with other men that benefit you in the long run?
The thing is,
That's the whole purpose of this podcast.
it's one of the whole purpose of the podcast, because I really don't feel like we are understood. You know, it's just something I've been praying about, I don't know, maybe 2 years rather, or 3 years or something, until it finally came to fruition when I met this guy right here.
Aww.
But yeah, so I find there are certain avenues that we find where we can listen to, read about, but you know, we need to take accountability, and we need to understand that we need that first, or are we going to fall into the culture and the culture's belief? You know, just because my woman thinks some weeks are cool, so I'm not going to do this and whatever. But when in the safe space, I have many men of God that I talk to, people that have done it before me. I know them, even if it's just on a casual level, and I see the fruit in their lives. I see the fruit of their lives, and I have the courage too much to say, yo, here we're going. Can I get your number? Can I talk to you or something? Because, I mean, I don't drink, so you're not going to see me necessarily at a bar or anything, but, you know, it don't have to be a bar. It could be the gym. It could be the gym. It could just be you know, the arrest. It's kind of this kind. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going out with. No, but more.
Like a bro,
No. No. I'm not going dinner with my brethren. I don't even believe in ice cream that much.
I'm kidding, sort of kidding.
But to say,
It depends on
but
like a car or a motor vehicle. Cycling.
Okay. So yeah, there's a cycle, but yeah, there's also that connecting through sports, gym, whatever. There's also, you know, the fact that we fan a certain sport, you know, maybe it's football. For me, it's fighting, UFC and stuff, and then we just have the communication that we chat and then, you know, I now have the men's meeting that I have at church where we allow the guys from the church to come and, you know, whether I see the fruit in my life or whoever, we have the pastors come and then we just talk about real stuff. We watch the podcast, we discuss it, you know, we ask where we are, where we believe we are in this season. And I mean, sometimes it's just very divine how certain people just come in your life, and it sounds like you have a similar story to me. Like, how did you get over that? You know, and if they be righteous enough to say, no man, we could link up and we talk, and then they go to your bridging house and then you just go on and you just hold our vibes and just talk, you know. So I think it's more like is the courage to know where you need that mentorship or, you know, or compartmentalization, so to speak. I can talk to Dwight about something because Dwight married, but I can't necessarily talk to Jemar about it because him not married yet.
I might get, like, Bruce might not even want this in the podcast, but I'll say this. For me, if I'm going to marital counseling, I don't want a certified marital counselor. I want a married person, right? So just if you're single and you're a marital counselor, what the heck you going to tell me, say? You going to tell me something you read in a book? I want a man who gone 5, 10 years, 20 years with his wife and fight, do all of the storms, who can maybe, yes, tell me some of the stuff in the book, but then can tell me what happened in a real life too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for the As a Man podcast. Jem, Tony, Akeo, Dwight, Yanique, thank you for training us. We don't like you anymore. You're no longer a friend. But no, this is the last time on the podcast for sure. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to the As a Man podcast. We'll see you and big up the audience, right? And we'll see you next time.